Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. This is me, Inayat Afridi, and welcome once again to my YouTube channel, Learning English with Inayat Afridi. And today I will talk about what is prescriptive grammar. Now, prescriptive grammar is also called standard or transformational grammar because in such type of grammar, when we make sentences or we arrange sentences into the paragraph, so we are totally concerned about the grammatical rules. To make it simple, we focus on the syntax and morphology of the sentence or the paragraphs. Now, the prescriptive grammar was basically, or it had been a dominant approach that was adopted by linguists in the 18th century. And this sort of grammar had some important features. In the grammatical rules were imitated from the Latin language by the linguists that time. Now, the prescriptive grammar is having some important feature. Prescriptive grammar has the sophisticated style, right? Its syntax and morphology are based on its standard usage and application. Now, the prescriptive grammar totally ignores the splitting infinitive case in academic writing or in speaking. Now, what do you mean by the splitting infinitive? So the splitting infinitive is actually, it's a case or type of infinitive where we have the adverb or adjective between the base form of the verbs and the particle to. And to make it easy and understandable for you, I have two examples for you right there on the screen. For example, to readily understand or to readily speak. If you take a close look at these two cases, we have the to and we have the understand. Or for example, we have the to and we have the speak. Now, between the particle to and base form of the verbs, we have the adverb, for example, to really or readily, intelligently, and many more examples we have. So such sort of cases were not included by the prescriptive grammarians or the language who were entrusted in prescriptive grammar. Now, the third feature of the prescriptive grammar was that a sentence having preposition at the end was totally rejected. I mean, you were not in position to write a sentence where we had the preposition at the end of the sentence. Now, how that is possible? We have one case, and that's the post preposition. It's case of the preposition when we put preposition at the end of the sentence. Now, for example, if we have a sentence rightly on the screen, for example, if you say, "What is this for?" If you look at this sentence closely, we have for at the end of the sentence, which is a preposition. So you can't write any sentence that has its end having preposition at the end. So the prescriptive grammar totally rejected such sort of sentences. And one thing very important, according to the prescriptive grammar, that the prescriptive grammar is a standard grammar, and you can also call that transformational grammar. That was the concept introduced by a distinguished or famous linguist named Noam Chomsky. So he was also in favor of the prescriptive or the transformational grammar. So half the concept of the prescriptive grammar is understood, and to summarize this one, we can define prescriptive grammar. That's a type of grammar based on standard rules of grammar. We are concerned about the syntax or the morphology, right? I hope that's understood. Stay with Inayat Afridi and keep watching our videos, and do subscribe our channel. Thank you very much for your time.